Donald Trump also once again wants Representative Ilhan Omar to be investigated, probably locked up, maybe deported, possibly executed. I don't know how the rest of the year is going to go, but he was tweeting about her once again, saying, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is worth over $30 million. There is no way such wealth could have been accumulated legally while being paid the salary of a politician. She should be investigated for capital F financial and capital P political crimes, and that investigation should start now. So obviously, just blatantly telling Pam Bondi, investigate this congressperson I don't like. I would just remind everyone, Donald Trump apparently made about $1.4 billion in the last year while being paid the salary of a politician. But apparently he can earn that totally legally. Ilhan Omar cannot earn, I don't know, 0.001% as much. Who knows? In any event, here's what we actually know about this total non-scandal that is being investigated by House Republicans as if it's a serious thing. So in a May 2025 financial disclosure, Omar listed 2 large assets tied to her husband, whom she married in 2020. This is Tim Manette. One is a winery business valued between $1 million and $5 million. And the other is a venture capital firm valued between $5 million and $25 million. Based on the valuations, her and her husband have a net worth between $6 and $30 million, obviously a large range, minus liabilities, such as Omar's student loan debt of between $15,000 and $50,000 that she disclosed on a 2024 form. I guess she just forgot to use her many millions of dollars to pay it off for some reason. In any event, so you might wonder, okay, well, that does seem like a lot of money. I mean, she didn't used to have that much money. Well, she didn't used to be married to a guy who has part ownership in multiple businesses. So each of those 2 businesses has a very wide range, $1 to $5 million, $5 to $25 million. Those are very different. Also, it's not that he has $1 to $5 million or $5 to $25 million in these businesses. The businesses are worth that. They're owned by multiple people. And none of them are her, by the way, it's her husband. And yet, because she's married to a person who has this money, well, clearly she's doing something illegal to get it. I mean, in that case, lock Donald Trump up for Melania Trump receiving a massive bribe from Jeff Bezos for this documentary that nobody ever asked for. Again, when they do it, it's the best thing ever. When they take literally billions of dollars in crypto investments from the Saudis or the Emirates or whatever, totally cool, don't even look into it. He's selling NFTs, he's getting a $400 million jet. All of that is totally above board and shouldn't even be looked into, and how dare you even bring it up. But she married a guy that has, compared to the rest of Congress, not even that much money, and she should be immediately investigated by Pam Bondi. And maybe that will happen, maybe that won't happen, but she is being investigated by House Republicans right now, Cenk.
Yeah, so let's go over this real quick. So we were in favor of the Stock Act when the Democrats were in charge, and the Democrats were pretending, well, I mean, maybe we could, look at that, we just couldn't pass it, right? Now Republicans are in charge, and we're still in favor of the Stock Act, which is to say that they should not do insider trading in Congress. And the Republicans who earlier were pretending they were in favor of it are now all of a sudden opposed to it. Oh, look at that, okay? This is how it goes around and around and around. So in reality, if you investigated these guys, you would find that tons of Republicans and Democrats have taken information that they know from the government that the public does not know and made a tremendous amount of money from it. And yes, that includes Nancy Pelosi. Now, in this case, is that what seems to have happened? No, she married a wealthy guy, mystery solved. Wow, crazy. By the way, what happened? I thought she married her brother. That was a different conspiracy theory that the right wing had. So is it the brother, or is it the rich guy, or is it her stealing? Can we make up our mind about the conspiracy theory we want to go with for Ilhan Omar? So, because then you look a little foolish when you go with all 3, right? A
little.
So, okay, now talk about enriching yourself. Are you insane? So not only did Jai give you the numbers, 30 million for marrying a rich guy, to Trump, 1.4 billion. And by your own words, Donald Trump, you can't possibly make that as a politician. So you must definitely be guilty. And I guess you're guilty, what, 30, 50 times more than Ilhan Omar. So maybe we should lock you up for 50 more years than her if we're gonna lock her up. I mean, this is your logic, it's not my logic, but I'm gonna come back to the worst corruption in a second. What were you gonna say, John?
Yeah, just to quickly say, the 1.4 billion isn't his net worth. That's what he made last year. This $30 million is an estimate of her total, of her and her husband's total net worth. It's not even apples to apples, and even if it were, it's a tiny little apple and an absolutely massive apple.
Look, if I told you all the corruption that Trump has done just in the last year, it'd take the rest of the 2-hour show, okay? But I'll give you 3 quick examples. Qatar gives him a $400 million jet, just gives it to him. That's normal, that's not anywhere near normal, okay? Number 2, Why is he letting all this guys who committed white collar crime out of prison? He's giving them all pardons, and oh, look at that. Then they give money to his meme coin. That is wildly illegal. That is just a bribe. That is as corrupt as it gets. And by the way, a lot of the right wing know that meme coins are junk, and they now hate them. And Trump is using it to just get bribes. Period. I mean, look, there should be consequences for that legally, but I know it'll never happen. I got it, etc. Right? But then finally, the latest thing he did is the biggest outrage I've ever seen. So we attack Venezuela, we take their leader, we kidnap them, and then we start seizing their oil from the tankers. And then he's like, I'm going to put it into my own bank account in Qatar. What? What does that mean? Imagine if Joe Biden stole some other country's oil, and maybe you're okay with that so far, and then he puts it into his own bank account in a different country? Oh, come on. And you have the nerve to talk about corruption. I mean, Donald Trump is by far the most corrupt president we have ever had. It's not within a country mile. I mean, and the Republican Party, look, again, we're nonpartisan, fair show in America. I bash the Democrats who are corrupt 24/7, okay? But Rick Scott committed over $1 billion in Medicare fraud. The senator from Florida is literally one of the largest crooks in American history. He robbed little grandmothers and grandfathers, and with the ill-gotten goods from those robberies, he used it to run for office, and he became governor and senator. And people are still celebrating Rick Scott. Now, if you ever voted for Rick Scott, or anyway, I'll leave it at Rick Scott. You should have a very tall glass of shut up juice for the rest of your life about corruption, because that guy's it's just an out and out thief. He's one of the worst guys in the country. So clean up your own house and don't do this nonsense. By the way, last thing, John, when they do these false charges of corruption, when the city is actually overflowing with actual corruption, yes, on both sides. Yes, Trump does it more spectacularly, okay? But it's overflowing. But when you do the false charges, then the establishment gets to say, no, there's no corruption at all. That's like when they made up those charges against Ilhan Omar. Ignore everything else, ignore everything else. It's like when people make up false charges of racism, it hurts the ability to fight real racism, right? Same thing with false charges of corruption that Trump throws out all the time.
Yeah.
It hurts the ability to fight real corruption.
Yeah. And I just want to end with something I think deeply ironic, and it has to do with you've been alluding to. There's so much just projection. This Tuesday he did this press conference and spoke for I think he's still speaking actually. But anyway, one of the things he said was he was attacking Somalis again because you can just be openly, wildly, explicitly racist now against Somalis for some reason. And he says, you know what they're good at? That's about the only thing they're good at. They're good at pirating ships at sea, big ships. Donald Trump has literally been going around the Caribbean, blowing up ships, seizing them, stealing what they have, and then burying it in offshore accounts. And the Somalis are the pirates.
Yeah, guys,
it's insane.
All you gotta do is fill in the blank. If somebody says, oh, the Somalis are good for stealing ships. Okay, take out Somalis, put in your own group and see how you like it. All white people are good for is stealing crap. That's what a problem with white people.
It's insane.
You'd be like, that's insane, because it is insane.
Yeah.
But when you say it about Somalis, you think somehow it's right? No, it's not right. It's like literally the definition of racism.
100%.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.